All right, so we're going to talk about something that's always a hot topic. I don't think there's ever a time when it's not a hot topic. People always want to find the amazing deals. We're not looking for mediocre deals. Those are easy to find. You can look on Biz by Sell. You can go to broker websites. Like all of those deals are out there. What we're looking for is the amazing deals because we want to be amazing deal makers, right? Well, especially the subscribers. If you just come watch the videos and you're not actually subscribed, who knows? You're probably buying just whatever comes on the market. But for the subscribers, I know you guys, and you guys are looking for those amazing deal sources because we want to be amazing deal makers. So let's talk about one. One is going to private equity funds as a buyer. So we always talk about buying deals as private equity funds, but there are two times that you're going to get a really great deal from a private equity fund. And it's not just buying the deals that they're trying to sell. When they're trying to sell, and when I'm exiting out of a fund, I'm trying to figure out how can I get the most amount of money, and we're planning that now. So we just launched the Sleeping Beauty Fund. We're already planning how do we maximize the amount of money that we're going to get when we sell this business each time we're doing an acquisition. So how do you get a really great deal from somebody else who is a great deal maker? Well, there are two times. The first one is as that deal is closing down. So what happens, and I talked a little bit about this in actually the Joe Rogan video, is there are a lot of other assets now that are going to be valuable outside of just the websites. But there are two things that happen in private equity funds, and I'm in the situation right now, which is why I'm making a video. I'm literally your target. So, as you're winding down a fund, you're going to have businesses that may have come along with the business that you bought. And so, we have a few assets in one fund right now. Basically, we got a couple of businesses that were left over after we sold essentially the parent company. So when we sold the parent company, we were able to maximize the value just based off of the parent company. The people that bought it weren't interested in these kind of smaller assets, and we were able to get a good sales price just on the parent company. So we're left with these assets that aren't really the core of what we were buying in the first place. And so you have a lot of funds that end up in a situation like that. And now they're trying to sell this other asset that it's not worth them putting a lot of time and effort. In this case, these are very low priced assets. So we're not going to put a lot of effort in putting together the prospectus, trying to figure out who the buyer is and contacting a bunch of potential sellers, a bunch of potential buyers, and trying to create a auction-like environment where they're bidding. These are all the things you would do in a normal exit process. But it doesn't make sense to do that. And there are a ton of funds where that is the case. And so if you can be reaching out to funds and finding out, when are you guys going to be exiting deals? And, look at the deals that they want to sell, but then say, hey, what about any assets that, that came along with the business that you're trying to figure out what you're going to do with? And in the case, even with my fund, like there are it's two actual businesses. One of them with a domain name that is more valuable than the business, which is, one of the reasons we even held on to it. But it's not a core business. And the great thing about being a buyer from a private equity fund is that fund has to close and that fund has to exit out of everything. By the time they're closing, there are some nuances to that, but essentially there's like a date, it's almost like what we're looking for. Like people don't realize that, but when we're looking for motivated sellers, I love when somebody's in a divorce situation, like, hey, I've got to sell this by this date because I've got to pay this amount of money to my wife so that we're not trying to split the business, that blah, blah, blah. So according to the settlement, I've got to sell this business. That's a great situation for you to be in as a business buyer. The other thing when it comes to private equity funds is that, once the closer they get to that date, the more motivated that they're going to be. And so if you can build those relationships early on, find out when they're going to start exiting, and then position yourself kind of towards the end as a buyer of choice, that is very powerful. The other place to get really amazing deals from private equity funds is to buy when that fund is not interested in the deal. So one of the best deals that I've done personally outside of even the fund, I didn't even buy it, but I've built relationships with funds. A fund reached out to me and said, "Hey, we've got this a deal. It's an amazing deal. It turns out it's just too small for us. It's a $3 million business, SaaS business. The guy was willing to sell it at an amazing multiple. It was just a beautiful business. It was such a beautiful business." But it needed a technical team in order to take it to the next level. And I looked at it and it's like, okay, not the right business for me, as amazing as this is. Let's go out and let's find the right buyer. So I reached out to all my contacts and basically said, hey, if it basically structured a deal where I was like, all right, to the seller, listen, what price do you want? And they tell me their price. Then I go to some point people, not just one of the things about people networking is that they do it in like this mass way instead of having like the right connections. And so when it comes to selling deals, like I only probably have like 8 or 9 people that I'm going to go to, and then out of that, I'm going to have certain of those people that I'm going to go to in a certain deal. So with this deal, I wanted somebody with those SaaS connections, and preferably SaaS connections literally in California, that were going to be able to get us a great multiple on this business. Sure enough, one of my contacts did find one, and I was just the in-between guy, and that's what a lot of times we want to be. That's all Goldman Sachs is. People forget there's a lot of money to be made in deal making as the in-between guy. All Goldman Sachs is an in-between guy. And making money on kind of both sides of those. And they're doing a good job of it. So that was the other option is, you have a fund that you let them know these are kind of deals I'm buying. If you come across a deal that looks interesting, but it's not in your wheelhouse, I will give you, that was the other part. So I also cut them in. So the seller had to get their money. The private equity fund had to get them a little money. If you watch The Sopranos, gotta let them wet their beak to keep them happy, so they keep sending you deals. I'm not in this as a nonprofit, so I need to make some money. Shout out to the nonprofits out there. And then the person that actually brings in the buyer needs to make some money. And so it was a cool deal, but those are kind of things that you can structure. But obviously you can also just buy those businesses, which can tend to be really, really great deals, because those private equity funds are doing a lot of work already to find businesses that may be available, that are amazing deals, because they get it. They understand, hey, we're not here to buy from brokers. We're not here to buy something that's advertised on Biz by Sell. We're here to find the really amazing businesses that happen to be for sale at an incredible multiple. So that's what they're looking for. And as deal makers, one of the crucial things that I'm always preaching to you is that somebody else out there already has what you need. And our goal is to not try to build anything from scratch. It's going to those people that have the thing that we need. If it's deals, if it's growth in the business that we've acquired, if it's customer base, all those things, and creating some kind of deal where you get what you need, they get some benefit out of it, and creating these win-wins. And so if you look at the deal structure of that SaaS business, which is funny, that deal's top of mind because it's actually a SaaS that I use. And part of the deal, part of when we were just like going through due diligence and stuff, the the seller had given me a lifetime access, and I was curious to see if I still had it, and their price has quadrupled since then. And so one of the things, and kind of final point before I get out of here, one of the things that is cool, besides me still having access to the software for free, is the fact that I noticed when I went back that they did a raise. And when we did the deal, the business was ended up selling at about 3.5 million. I saw that they just raised capital, which I don't know what the full valuation is, but they raised 25 million. So this was also a win. Somebody might think, oh, well, you pumped the price up because you had to pay the private equity fund. You're not nonprofit, so you had to get paid. Then the other person that found the buyer had to be paid. But you can see that, this is the kind of deal that you can find when you build a relationship with a private equity fund, is that, they had an amazing, amazing deal. With one that just, what was that, 3 years, about 3.5 years later, they're doing a raise, which probably means it's at least worth 75 million. If they're raising 25, it's probably not even 50. It would be weird for them to be raising 50% of the valuation. So it probably means that they're worth at least 75 million. And they raised 25 million on something they acquired for 3.5 million. And I got paid well. Everybody got paid well. The seller's happy, and obviously, if they're not happy, they should be. The buyer should be happy. Thanks so much for checking out the video. If you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. I have some cool interviews. Actually, several interviews scheduled for this week, so those are going to be coming out. So be sure that you are subscribed, and would love to get any feedback. How would you approach a private equity fund to get them to send you deals, and any thoughts and feedback on this whole concept? Thanks so much for watching the video. Hey there, Ace Chapman here. I wanted to share this quick clip with you. It's what a few of the folks have said about participating in the private equity fund incubator.
I was saying, no wonder they keep this a secret. This is a key to, this is wealth.
This is it.
Out of thin air. Yeah.
Yeah, this is, I can't wait to dive into every single one of these and just learn the hell out of all this, because it is the magic formula. It's crazy.
Yeah.
This is way more than I had expected. This is like the real deal, and I'm super excited for all of this. Just getting the nitty gritty of everything.
Hey, Ace, before you go, I'll just make you laugh with this one. I'll make all of you guys laugh. So all of my children, their first name starts with a C, and I tell them that if you don't name the grandchild with the C, you're disinherited. But I'm thinking I may even change that, because Ace, I may have to name a grandchild.
Now, if you're somebody who is interested in following along as these three first participants start their very first private equity fund, be sure to go to acechapman.com, enter your information, and we'll let you follow along for free. That's right, completely for free. Just go to acechapman.com, enter your information, and someone will contact you with next steps.